Some people tap their feet, some people snap their fingers, and some people just sway back and forth. I just sort of do them all together, I guess.
And now here is Elvis Presley.
I got news for you, baby.
So excited, I can't wait.
I think Presley was a star.
Well, heard the news.
Oh, he's such a sexy person. He will always be the king no matter what.
Hello dear viewers and welcome to the last regular video of 2023. I will be reporting about the latest development concerning the controversy of the Priscilla movie, as shocking and explosive information has come available. Furthermore, I show you some photos that I took at the Elvis exhibition in London, and there is so much more Elvis news to report. My name is Emiel Maier, you are an Elvis fan, and you are now watching the Elvis Presley News Report of December 2023. For this Shakespearean story, I introduce you to the three main characters. Priscilla Beaulieu became, at her request, the ex-wife of Elvis Presley after a marriage of 6 years. Lisa Marie Presley was the daughter of Elvis and Priscilla and the owner of her father's mansion Graceland until she passed away in January 2023. Riley Keough is the eldest daughter of Lisa Marie and the current owner of the Graceland mansion where Elvis and her mother are buried. The starting point for this story is that after Lisa Marie's death, Priscilla questioned Lisa Marie's will because Riley, rather than her, was designated as the new owner of Graceland. To avoid a legal battle, Riley proposed an agreement that both parties could agree to. Priscilla received a $50,000 payment when she resigned as co-trustee in May 2023. She also received a $1 million lump sum payment as part of the agreement. And on top of that, Priscilla also receives $100,000 for the next 10 years, or until her death, for her services as a special advisor to the trust. Apart from the financial conditions, Priscilla demanded that she wants to be buried at Graceland at a location closest to Elvis without moving any gravesite. Riley has agreed to the extent of her authority to Priscilla's term and condition. Here is a soundbite from a recent interview between Piers Morgan and Priscilla.
You'd like to be buried next to
Yes,
Elvis,
yes,
and that will happen.
yes.
What happened next is that Priscilla has sold the film rights to her book Elvis and Me to director Sofia Coppola. Based on this book and the childhood experiences of Sofia Coppola, she made the movie Priscilla. Elvis Presley Enterprises is not happy with the outcome of the film and has not given the filmmaker the right to use Elvis's music in the movie. Despite this opposition, executive producer Priscilla Beaulieu continues to support the film publicly. The most recent development in this story is a message from beyond the grave. The Variety website has acquired and published 2 emails from Lisa Marie that she sent to Sofia Coppola in September 2022. Lisa Marie is believed to have seen an early draft of the script, which eventually was trimmed by about 10 pages before the principal photography started. In her emails, Lisa Marie asked Coppola to reconsider her vision for the Elvis character in the movie to spare her family public embarrassment. Her messages further contain pleas to refrain from straining her fragile relationship with her mother. I have adjusted the words of Lisa Marie just a little without changing the context of her words. She wrote the following: "My father only comes across as a predator and a manipulative. As his daughter, I don't recognize this and see nothing of my father in this character. I only see my mother's perspective of my father. I read your script and see your shockingly vengeful and contemptuous perspective, and I don't understand why. I am worried that my mother isn't seeing the nuance here or realizing the way in which Elvis will be perceived when this movie comes out. I feel protective over my mother and I am worried she doesn't understand the intentions behind this film or the outcome it will have. I will be forced to be in a position where I will have to openly say how I feel about the film and go against you, my mother, and this film publicly. Coppola responded through her representative with the words, I hope that when you see the final film you will feel differently and understand I'm taking great care in honoring your mother while also presenting your father with sensitivity and complexity. Page 6 also reports that Priscilla kept her participation in Coppola's film a secret from Lisa Marie as well as Baz Luhrmann. When Lisa Marie found out about the production of the Priscilla movie, she warned her mother from joining the movie as a producer. What will the consequences be of this recent development? What would you do if you were standing in Riley's shoes? Would you ignore the wish of your deceased mother, or would you support your grandmother? I think that Priscilla has shot herself in the foot with this newly available information. Dear Riley, I wouldn't even wait until Christmas dinner, but I would say, Priscilla, either you pull the plug on your movie right now, or you won't be buried at Graceland. Grandma, choose your battle. Unfortunately, the Lisa Marie emails came too late because the movie is already released. But in my view, it's never too late for consequences. It would be such an embarrassment if Lisa was still alive today, if she would have to go against her mother with whom she had such a fragile relationship. If Lisa had survived her mother, Priscilla would never have been buried at Graceland at all. She wouldn't even have the nerve to ask Lisa. Lisa's death and the dispute over her will provide the perfect opportunity for Priscilla to ask to submit her morbid request to Riley. I think that nobody should be buried at Graceland anymore, because where will it end? Graceland must not become a cemetery. On a personal note, in the film trailer there is a scene in which Priscilla says,
I want a life of my own.
My reply to that is, why didn't you do that? Recently released is a duet of the song Blue Christmas in the version of country singer Kane Brown and Elvis Presley. This release is no doubt connected to the upcoming NBC TV special Christmas at Graceland. I can indeed confirm that Kane Brown is among the stars that will sing during the Christmas at Graceland special. Other names who will pay tribute to Elvis with performances from inside his estate are Alanis Morissette, John Legend, Casey Musgraves, Lainey Wilson, Lana Del Rey, Post Malone and The War and Treaty. The press release also boasts the line that the music special will feature never before broadcast footage of Elvis. Christmas at Graceland airs live directly after Christmas in Rockefeller Center on Wednesday, November 29 at 10 p.m. Looking at viewing versus costs, Netflix has decided that Agent Elvis will not be returning for a new season. Netflix had described the show as offbeat, violent and raunchy. I think many fans will be happy to see that this chapter is finally closed. As you may know, I stayed in London for 48 hours at the end of October. On October 31st, I attended the Elvis video screen concert with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra at the O2 Arena. Special guest was Jerry Schilling, who spoke lovingly about Lisa Marie. I couldn't help notice that Jerry is becoming a fragile person, but let's be thankful he is still with us. The next day I visited the Elvis exhibition at the Arches London Bridge Museum. I would like to show you some photos of the exhibition. First, what I didn't like was that there were a number of jumpsuits high on a rack. I thought that was a missed opportunity because now I could not look at those jumpsuits up close. But I was very impressed with the Aloha suit. Set up behind plexiglass, I could view all the details up close. What is also a work of art is the dragon suit. There are really a lot of details in it and I find it a feast for my eyes. Because everything could be viewed up close, I discovered the stain on one of the trouser legs of Elvis's golden suit. Elvis continues to have a distinct taste in clothing, because even his casual clothing can be called downright flashy. Also nice to see was the racing overall from Viva Las Vegas and the boxing shorts from Kid Galahad. I also witnessed the VIP tour where guests had to wear white gloves to hold Elvis's golden microphone and the famous Las Vegas belt. The exhibition can be seen in London until February 2024, but the lady at the reception told me that the VIP tour is already completely sold out until the end of the exhibition. I conclude this item by saying that I was recognized 5 times by people who know me from YouTube. It was really strange to experience complete strangers greeting me and wanting to take a picture with me. I felt appreciated and a bit of a pop star at the same time. Hello everybody, it's trivia time, and in last month's trivia I asked you an easy and a difficult question. In each assignment I showed you 4 pictograms. 3 of them represented an Elvis song title and 1 did not. All you had to do was to name the number of the pictogram that did not represent an Elvis song. Now let me start by giving you the answer to the easy assignment. The correct answer was number A2. That was a pictogram of the song See You Later Alligator by Bill Haley. And here is the difficult one. The correct answer had to be number B3, as that pictogram represented the song Help by the Beatles. Because it's almost the end of the year, the new trivia is a bit easy, so everybody can participate. I am going to play you a part of an Elvis song backwards, and it is up to you to name the song title. Good luck everybody! While filming the movie Follow That Dream in Florida, Elvis decided he wanted a pair of the new wraparound sunglasses made by the French company Renault. When he found out they were sold out in the nearest town, he decided to buy one from the autograph seekers. After a brief negotiation about the price, the sunglasses changed hands and Elvis wore them for at least the next 2 years. The Renault company has announced that they have put 3 versions of these vintage wraparound sunglasses back into production. However, you must have deep pockets because they are expensive. If you want a cheaper pair of Elvis sunglasses, then perhaps the Nautic style sunglasses of Neo style are a good option. But having said that, those are from a later era. This year Elvis is at number 2 in the Forbes list of highest paid dead celebrities. He climbed from last year's number 4 to number 2 with an amount of $110 million. This is the exact same amount as in 2022. More information about the Forbes numbers starting in 2001 can be found in the Elvis Presley News Report of December 2022. In that video I explained that the Forbes numbers should be taken with a grain of salt. We know BBC reporter and producer Matt Shepard from his books Stories Behind the Songs Volume 1 and 2. On December 1st his new book titled The Big Elvis Quiz Volume 1 will become available. This book with trivia questions range from Elvis's childhood to 1962. The book, which will be released in both physical and digital formats, features 250 questions. This is the first of a 2-volume quiz book and retails for less than £9. Some more book news, because Charlie Hodges' book Me and Elvis is back as a reprint. For the people who missed it the first time around, here is your chance to purchase the book directly from Charlie's wife Jennifer Hodge. Initially this is only being sold within the US of A, but as soon as Jennifer has things set up, it will also be available worldwide via eBay. The book costs $25 and this includes shipping. American fans interested in purchasing this book should first contact Jennifer at Charlie's original old email address tcbinaflash@hotmail.com for more information about the ordering process. Before I sign off, there will not be an Elvis Presley News Report for the month of January, but before Christmas I will upload a video in which I review all the highlights of 2023. The first normal video will be uploaded on January 26 in the new year. All the best! That's all for this month. Hope to see you next time. Until then, have a happy Elvis Presley Day.